Hey folks, Brett with Grafted Branch here. It's Saturday, June 18th, and we're getting ready to head to Miller's Rustic Sawmill in King City, Missouri. They're having a Sawdust Fest today, and first time they've ever done it. Not sure what to expect, but we're going to get it on video. So stick around and enjoy a few hours out with a bunch of people throwing sawdust. Yep.
How you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Good.
So I saw you carving. I do a little YouTube channel, by the way, if you
Oh,
don't
cool.
mind. So I saw you carving this eagle earlier.
Yeah.
How much does something like that go for?
That'd probably be about 520 to 550.
Yeah.
It would be 550 when I get some sport urethane on it.
Yeah. That sounds reasonable.
But right now,
I mean, actually, it sounds a little cheap, but how many hours you got in that, or how long?
We're
does
not
it...
in the Colorado. We're not
Yeah.
in Colorado.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Or down in the Ozarks.
Yeah. I've had people come to me and they like my bear, and they're like, "We really want your bears, but we're going to go on vacation in Colorado." I'm like, "Okay." So we want to buy yours, but we kind of want the bear to be a memorial or to remember our trip by.
I'm
like, I understand.
So then they want one from Colorado because that's where they're going.
Colorado
Yeah.
to like Estes Park. Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
They go to Estes Park and they find the bear. And they look all over and they find the bear that just looks just like mine. And they love it. So they basically got the bear they wanted, and they remind them of their trip. They come back and they're like, yeah, and they show me a picture of my bear. Because I had sold some pieces.
You sold some pieces out there. All right. Well, that's
yeah,
cool.
Some shops and stuff.
No, that's cool.
Which I think is very interesting.
Yeah. As a chainsawer, I do chainsaw sawmilling.
Yeah.
And we want our chains tight.
Yeah, yeah.
You run your chains loose.
Yes.
And so explain that.
Let me grab some.
Okay.
All right, so this bar, which is kind of old and torn up,
Yeah.
this is a 14-inch quarter tip. And what that
Quarter
means
tip. Okay.
is the tip of the bar is the shape inside the chain is the size of a quarter.
Okay.
This has actually gotten smaller than a quarter
Yeah,
because,
'cause
and I've flipped it a few times.
Because of
addressed
wear.
it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's dime bars, there's quarter tip bars, and then there's one bigger than this. You want to take a guess what that one's called?
$50.
$50. That's a good guess.
Silver dollar.
This particular bar company, and many companies in the United States make them, like Oregon.
Okay.
Oregon bars.
Yeah.
This one came from Canon, and Canon's a Canadian company.
Okay. Yeah, I know Canon.
So that bar is called a toonie.
Okay.
Now, we use a lot of stock bars whenever we can, but if we're doing a lot of detail work and working on the actual tips, carving down here on the tip, there's a lot of stress.
Yeah.
So if you
Where's
end
the
up,
tip down?
Yeah, you'll throw the chain off the rollers. So if you use a stock chain that's got a roller tip, it throws the chain, and it also wears, it degreases, and it just causes a lot of heat, friction, freezes up, and you break them. So we use what's called the hard nose tip, quarter tip dime bar. And what happens is it rides right on the metal.
Yeah.
On the very, very edge right here, there's a piece of stellite usually welded on, and then it's manufactured into the bar.
Okay.
The whole bar is not stellite, because stellite is very hard and brittle, and if the whole bar was, it would snap like glass. So this is a lot more flexible, like a standard bar. So the hard nose bar, the chain rolls around it with no roller, requires 100% lubrication. So if you ever watch a carver, you can tell it's been carving a while because they pay close attention to their oiler, that the oil is spitting off the bar.
Yeah.
And without that oil, it won't flow like that.
Oh yeah.
And you get a lot of filings in your chain, and then next thing you know, it will freeze immediately and it will seize real tight. So we have a loose. We want to be able to slip a quarter between the top of the drive link and the bar. So that's just a little loose, but I can live with it. And the reason is, if we were to tighten it normally, it would be too tight for friction. So we ride all on lubrication, and we need to have it a little bit loose, and most of the time we do it down here cutting.
I see.
And so carvers,
so it's actually, it's easier on the bar by having it a little.
It's easier on the bar, because if it was tight like a normal,
it would eat the bar up faster,
it would create a lot of friction and heat. It would burn up the bar a little faster.
Yeah.
So everything you see
and make
there,
the saw work harder too.
That's all from the bar oil that's in the bar and then in between.
Yeah. Cool.
I can tell if my chain's bad, because it would spin like that. It would clamp down on it.
Yeah.
And then that means I've jammed a chain, which means there's filings.
And you obviously have several different types of saws or sizes of saws.
Yeah, the length of the bars are about like your kitchen knives in your kitchen. You got to have a big, huge cleaver to run big meat, to cut big meat, and then you use a little tiny knife for tomatoes.
Yeah.
So big saws, big cuts.
Yeah.
Little saws, little cuts.
Okay. Cool.
And after you've been cutting all day, you look forward to sometimes getting those little saws.
I can imagine. Well, with what I do, it's basically just big saws. So, you get tired of it.
Roller tip, because that roller nose sticks out of the wood.
Yeah.
And it's not in the wood.
Yeah.
So that works really great for that. But for what we do when the tip is mostly in the wood, it throws that roller nose.
Yeah, okay.
It causes that roller nose to get really hot. The bearings in there to seize up and basically freeze. So we use a very, very loose chain, because we're using hard nose tips.
I see.
It's a very common question. We can do a lot.
Oh, I'm sure. Thank you very much for your answers.